Okay, let's do this. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be the JuJu succulents tag. I got inspired to start a YouTube channel by a YouTuber called Caitlin. Her channel is Plant Life in the Tropics. And yeah, I decided to jump into the deep end. She tagged anyone who didn't have a YouTube channel who always wanted to. And if I'm being honest with you, I've been wanting to start one, but just lacking the confidence to just jump into the deep end and start one. And when she tagged someone who hadn't had a YouTube channel who wants one, or who wants to just start one and just have a fun time, I thought, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just live life and get on with it. So this is the video, and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. So the first question is, what are the 3 most expensive plants you own? How much did they cost and do you regret it? So let me think. So the first plant is my most expensive plant. It's a Monstera Thai constellation. I got it about, I'd say about a month ago now. I bought it from Online Baby Plants and I was just looking on the website, and all of a sudden they had this Monstera Thai constellation and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to jump on this right now. So I ordered it. It was on their website with the currency exchange. It was about £112, but I had a 10% off code to use, so it kind of rounded up. I just said it was about £100 with free postage, and I was so excited. You guys, you should have seen me open this parcel. I was so hyped. It was just the best thing ever. So second most expensive plant I have is a philodendron pink princess. So this was on my wish list for a long time, and I had always been looking for them. I didn't know anywhere local that sold them at all. I was just going through Instagram and found that one of my the shops that I literally used to live around the corner from sometimes stocked them, and I was just like, what on earth? I need to have this plant. So I sent them a message on Instagram and they sent me a message back saying that they happened to have about 5 of them in stock then, and I just thought, I'm on my way. So I jumped on the first train into central London and I went to the garden centre and they had one, and I was so excited because they're so pretty. I just love the pink leaves on this plant, and I can't wait to just see more leaves grow from it. I think there's a leaf growing from the top of this plant at the moment, and I can't wait to see what it looks like, if it's going to be pink, how much pink is it going to have, everything. It's just so exciting. It was £75, and for that size I was pretty pleased with that. So yeah, it's expensive, but it was a dream plant. I've got it. I got it from a local garden centre. I was really glad I got to support a local small business as well. So yeah. So the third most expensive plant, I've got a few that are the same price. Basically it's around £40. I've got a variegated Monstera, the Albo Buzzigiana, however you say it, I don't really know. But I also have a Philodendron verrucosum, and they were the same price. The Monstera was a cutting, but they were both the same price, £40. The Philodendron verrucosum, I absolutely love it. It's not done very well in the shipping. It's a bit crispy on the newer leaf, but I'm seeing a new leaf come, so I'm really hoping that it's going to do really well. So yeah, that's the 3 most expensive plants, and I do not regret it at all because I love them all. They are beautiful. They're going to grow now in the summer and spring, and I'm just excited. And do you know what? If I really want to make a bit of money from it, I could sell a cutting if I wanted to, and it wouldn't be as steep. So it's kind of making money for itself, but I love the plant so much, so it would kill me to do cuttings. Okay, so the next question is, what is the most you would spend on a plant? So since I've spent £100 on the Monstera Thai, I probably wouldn't spend much more than £100 right now, just because I am a student and money is very tight. I can't see myself spending that much money on a plant anytime soon, unless there is a plant that comes out of the blue as a steal, I need to buy it, then I might splash out a little bit if I've got some spare cash in the bank. But I don't think I'll spend more than more than £100 right now. But once I have work and a job and I've got a good income, I probably would go up to about 200, 250 on a plant, just because it is my biggest hobby. I really, really love it, and I find a lot of joy from having the plants. I find it really great for just relaxing and being able to care for my plants, and I find that it's really it gives me sort of a sense of purpose as well. So I really, really enjoy my plants, so I would spend money on them because I see it as an investment more than anything else. Okay, so has your plant collection caused any issues in a relationship due to just having them? It hasn't. I'm not in a relationship at the moment, so it's not causing any issues. It's caused sort of like, people don't really understand why I have so many plants. So it causes a bit of misunderstanding there. People are like, oh gosh, like you're so obsessive over plants. And I really, really like them. And a lot of people understand, so like my parents, they love the fact that I have found something that I really enjoy. They can see how much I love doing it. So they've sort of understand. So I don't see it causing any issues for any of the relationships. The only thing is, like, being a student, moving the plants back and forth between my accommodations is a bit of a trek. I fill up a whole car of just plants, and that's a 7-seater car. Have the plants ever interfered with your travel plans? So again, with me being a student, travelling from my uni accommodation back here, if I'm coming for the holidays, it's going to take a bit of a task to bring them all back. So it does interfere in that sense, but I generally don't leave uni for more than 2 weeks in term time, and that's in the winter, so they don't need that much water then. So I just turn any grow light off and just let them kind of have a bit less light so they don't use the water so much, and then when I come back I give them all a good watering. So they're generally fine, but it's in the summer now when I tend to bring them back when I come home for like a long period of time. So it doesn't really interfere much, but if I was to go abroad it might do. Okay, so question number 5. Have you ever killed a plant intentionally? I haven't properly killed a plant intentionally without good reason. So when I say that, it's so the last plant I killed intentionally was a croton plant. It was gorgeous. I really, really loved it. I got it from a pop-up shop in London. I can't remember which one it was, but they come up all the time and I love going to them and seeing what I can get. I bought it and it happened to have some sort of pest on it, and with me having so many plants that I love and that are actually quite expensive now, I spent £5 on this croton plant. It was about it was bigger than my head, so I can't really show you in size wise what it was, but it was big, but I saw these pests on it, so I started spraying it with, you know, alcohol to kill the plant, not to kill the plant, to kill the pests, and they just weren't budging. And I thought, you know what, it's not worth £5 to buy another one if I want to. I don't want to get all of my other plants infected, so I just chucked it in the bin. So that's the only time I've killed a plant intentionally. Yeah. Okay, what is the most stressful thing about owning plants? It's when they look like they're dying and you have no idea why. You don't want to overwater them. I used to really be an overwaterer, and that's why I didn't keep plants very well. So now I've got enough plants that I can't overwater them because there are so many of them. But I've also adapted the way that I pot them, the way that I look after them, where I put them, to reduce that. So if you want me to make a video on how to avoid overwatering your plants, except for buying loads of plants where you can't overwater them because you can't physically do it that much, then I can do that for sure. But I think it is just getting a plant, not really knowing what's wrong with it, trying to fix it, and if it dies, it dies. But yeah, it's also wanting to buy more plants but not having the space to have more plants. That's also quite stressful. So if you could only have 3 plants, which ones would they be? So, there's 3 that the 2 of them are in my, the first question, so it would be the Thai Constellation and the Philodendron Pink Princess, just because I love them so much. They're so beautiful and I've spent a lot of money on them, so I would definitely keep them. And another one I would have is, I've got a, I can't say the full name because I don't know how to say it, but it's basically a boob cactus. And I look at it and I just think it's so funny because it just looks like a tower of boobs, and it's hilarious. So I think I would have that just because I find it quite funny to look at that one. So yeah, that would be my 3 plants. So what is my opinion on the rare plant hype? I think it's awesome that people are getting into plants, just like me. Like, I'm just getting into plants more and more every day, but it's when it makes issues with sort of people trying to find them, and the sellers doing things like the Congo plant. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's basically people trying to make plants look like they're something they're not, because there is such a demand, and they're just trying to fool people who might not be as clued up on what's going on. That's one thing that I really don't like about it. But what I love is that everyone is interested in all of these plants, and they are beautiful, and the fact that they're hyped up, we're all being more aware of them, and we are able to experience more plants. So I do like it, and I don't like what some people are taking advantage of it. Okay, have you ever bought a plant just because it was trending and you didn't really like it that much? Simple answer, no. I only buy plants that I really love, or if I find a plant and I'm just like, oh, that seems like a really good deal, so I just buy it because I love them. So yeah, that was a pretty quick one. Do you think owning a rare plant is bad for the environment? It depends. Like, if you've shipped it from like halfway across the world, then it's not great for the environment if everyone's doing that. But it just means that you have to be very aware of where you're getting your plants from, and that you're just reducing the carbon footprint effect that it might have on the environment. But I don't think it's terrible at the moment, but I'm not very clued up on the ins and outs of that, so I can't really answer that properly. Okay, and the final question is, how much would someone have to pay you to kill your favourite plant? Now this is so controversial. They would have to pay me enough to buy 2 more of the same size plant, basically, or more. I'd definitely have to be able to be paid enough to have another one, to rebuy it. But if I've grown that plant, it means something more, so it's more sentimental. So yeah, they'd have to pay me quite a bit more. So I would just say, as long as I can replace it and have more money after that, then I'd be quite happy. But I wouldn't be happy to kill my plant. I would hate doing that. Also, how do you purposely kill it? Because you can bin it, but that's not killing it. How do you kill a plant? I guess you could overwater it or just not water it at all. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's all of the questions. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for inspiring me to start my own channel, and for tagging people who haven't got a channel yet who want to start one. I have actually really enjoyed doing this,